I need a screen that says stream starting soon. Kaylee is probably doing laundry. Or Kaylee is doing laundry. Because I was doing laundry. I was hoping that the laundry would wait till like 10:10 to go off, but it went off at 9:59, and I was like, I can't leave it in the washer. So I'm sorry. I was early. I was ready to go, but then laundry. Let's turn this down a little bit. Yeah, turn it down a little bit. Hey, Danish Stitcher, how are you? I wanted to show you this before I pack it up. Or maybe I should record a floss tube and just show this. Because I do want to get back to shorter floss tubes. I think maybe I'll do that. But this is the Cursed Anchor Sow. And the story is D of D's 20 Stitches. They got this skein of Anchor Black because they were like, oh, everybody says Anchor Black is best. And they hated it. Like, it was pretty bad. And stitching with it, like, I can tell it's not great. And I think there's something like it's manufactured in America instead of wherever Anchor is manufactured. Hang on one sec. I'll see if I can adjust my lighting so that I'm not completely washed out. Good. Hey, Ilanka. Hey, Nati. Speaking of Nati, here's hers. So D was like, this is cursed. I want you all to know how cursed it is. So I'm sending this to you. And the rules are that you can't, you can't cut your tails. Because if any of this floss is in your house, then you are cursed by the Black Anchor terrible floss. Sorry, I'm playing with this. It's very tactile. And hey, Hannah. And so the rules are you stitch a small motif, like 100 stitches. I think I used like 2 lengths of this. Yeah, that's about right. But I think my kitty is a little over 100 stitches. Sorry, D. But then you send it to the next person, and you just keep sending it until this is gone. So I know Dee said that they wanted to get to as many people as possible, but I used my my method of like continental stitch on the back. Hey, do you want to see the back of it? After I've folded it up very nicely. It's pretty disastrous because the rules are you can't cut your tails. So there's all the tails. And Megan's tail got caught by Susie. So here's a good example of how like you're taught to stitch a certain way, and then look at mine. My Susie on the back is so much more coverage, you know? And that's because like Aya's, you can tell Aya went just right to the next available hole, like the smallest. It's hard to describe this when it's so small. This is on 32 count. But on the back of your project, you go to the closest hole in order to complete the X. For me, like when I do running stitches, I go the furthest away hole and I do like a weird continental type stitch. This is, Jennifer, this is the Cursed Anchor Sow. So this is hosted by D of D's 20 stitches. And they are sending this around for everybody to feel how terrible their skein of Anchor Black was. So I was the lucky one that got it next. And I got it from Megan, the Wide-Eyed Stitcher, is that right? And Megan is a Maryland stitcher. And she likes Maryland themed stuff. So I live in Maryland. I live in Baltimore. And the fabric count. The fabric count is 32 count, I believe. It seems like a 32. It made me want to stitch on the projects that I have on 32 count, so I'm assuming it's 32 count. But that's the Cursed Anchor Sal. So this was D, and I think it went to Nathi next. So Nathi did the sine wave, or not the sine. Is one of these a sine wave? These are wavelengths that synthesizers use. It's the most basic form of sound that the synthesizer uses, and then they add effects on it. So there's the square, the saw, triangle, and that one. I think it's 32. I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. It's 28. But everybody has stitched over one. It's cute. So then that was Nathi, and then I stitched this. I love that. This was what Megan stitched right before me. I'm not quite sure who this was. I think I found them on Instagram and followed them on Instagram. And then I'm not quite sure. I don't think these people posted it on Instagram. It's the sine wave. I was right. Good. So that's the Cursed Anchor Sal. And now I don't want to pack it up because I kind of want to record a floss tube today and show it. It's really fun to participate in something like that. Like, oh no. Hang on. Yeah, I guess that'll work. This is really hard to put in the lap stand and stitch on and get the camera on it. This is the project that I'm working on today is Cirque de Carreaux by Ink Circles. And Nathi and I are stitching this together on 40 count. Woohoo! And we had a fabulous idea yesterday. I mean, Nathi had a fabulous idea yesterday. Maybe I'll just have to stitch this opposite hands that I usually do. Where do I want this to go? Okay. Yep, it did. It really does. How it starts, especially. My hands are shaking. When I do this, when I try to stitch two-handed opposite than what I usually do, my left hand like starts shaking. I don't know why. So my default, or my more comfortable way to stitch two-handed is with my dominant hand on the back, my left hand on the back. And then when I switch, like right now I have my left hand on the top, and my left hand like shakes. I mean, probably that's the medication too. But boy, it's been a while since I've worked on this. I don't think I've worked on it in May. Hey, Christy, I got your package. And I'm excited. It's in my show on Floss tube bin. I should just open it, shouldn't I? This is not Michael Jackson vibes. Oh! Ooh, this is silky. Wow. DeVere yarns. Oh, this is silky. You know how like your lips have really good feel receptors or whatever? So this is really interesting because this, like, if you pull it tighter, it gets thinner. That's probably why it's so soft. Silky. Oh, feels so good. I love that. Ooh. That's gonna be hard for me to stitch with because it probably needs shorter strands. I'm gonna put it in a little baggie. I wanted to start Purple Murple today, or soon, because I have that pattern and I'm like, I don't know, I'm itching for some purple. But here I am stitching with purple. Before I was itching for green, and now I'm itching for purple. Oh, I knew that was Esther. I was like, Esther's name is the Danish Stitcher, but Esther's not in the... Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Esther. I know they're okay. I just like stitching instead of whatever else it is you do. So I was ahead of Nati, and then I think Nati may have passed me on this. And our idea, I mean, not our idea, I need to stop saying that. Nati's idea is that we, can I reveal it? Can I tell the world what we're gonna do? Hey, Jasmine! Oh. Welcome to YouTube. YouTube Live. You have to check the lag and see how bad it is. It's not meant to be a secret, but it feels like a secret because it's so exciting. So, because Nati and I are stitching this together, this isn't right. yeah, it is. Nati messaged me yesterday and she was like, hey, so do you want to finish each other's ink circles? I was like, oh, that would be fun. And she was like, how about we aim for May? And I was like, why May? Here's Beat It Again. We're skipping this. We already heard that. Nothing was like, because we both signed up to go to Stitch North. I was like, oh yeah, I signed up to go to Stitch North. Oops, I think, am I a little loud right now? Let me turn this down. Let me turn both down. Blech. I am close to my microphone right now. It's kind of too hot. No, I'm not stitching over 2. Definitely not. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time I'm alright. That's definitely not how this is supposed to go, but that's okay. And I was like, oh yeah, we're going to Stitch North. Whoops. I forgot already. I need to put that in my calendar. And so at Stitch North, you know, that's probably the only thing that I'm gonna plan. Like, I'm not gonna bring anything else because that'll be our priority. So we're gonna stitch with each other's floss, or we're gonna stitch on each other's project with our own floss, the center motif. Hey Yvonne, hey Vanessa. Who else didn't I say hi to that's here? I feel like lots of people are here right now. Or lots of people are in the chat. Right? Jasmine, like, this is the kind of pattern set that I'm a huge sucker for. These like big ones, big patterns that like have the same theme. Or not the same theme, like, yeah, the same theme? I guess the theme is shapes. I can't decide if I want them all like on the same count fabric so they're all the same size, or if I want just to do whatever I want. Because I do want to, I have a Ymir floss in mind that I want to use for one of these, but the Ymir floss is really good on 56 count. See, I'm a little shaky. I'm not resting my left hand on anything. Friends! All my friends. So, how big? Do whatever you want to have a gallery wall. See, okay, so I ordered... do you remember that tiny journal that I have that I didn't put anything in yet? Oh, it's in my sewing box, that's right. I went to that store. Well, actually, I saw a YouTube video from her because the person, or the lady who makes those, made that tiny journal, those tiny journals. She makes lots of different junk journals, and she uploads flip-throughs on her YouTube channel, which is really nice. And she puts the YouTube link, or at least the text for the link, you can just copy and paste it. She puts that in the description of the Etsy listing. So I went, like, I was on YouTube, I saw her flip-throughs, and I was like, oh, those books are actually really cute. They're perfect size. They're like, they're not as small as the one that I got. They're like 3 inches by 3 inches, which seems like about perfect for the tiny projects that I'm doing, because sometimes I don't feel like stitching them super duper duper tiny, but sometimes I do, you know? So I got some more journals. So I'll be having junk journals. Is Michelle live right now, or is she this afternoon? I think she might be this afternoon. Yeah, I'm doing May, the 2nd weekend for Stitch North. Yeah, I mean, look at my wall right now. Like, there's no rhyme or reason, and especially over here where all my stuff is hanging, like, that's the way I roll, you know? If my priority is to make it like a very thought out way, it's never gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. 'Cause like, I don't plan. I'm not a good planner. I'm really bad at planning. I'm really bad at appointments. I'm bad at making appointments. That's just the reality. And also, I have some really sad news that Nati helped me realize. Oh, yeah. See, I have a diamond painting and I have completely lost interest in it. I think because it takes up so much space and it's kind of a logistical nightmare. You really have to, like... I feel like with diamond painting, you have to have the right equipment in order to have it be like, you know, well, for me, I would have to have the right equipment, like a whole board. And I just don't have the space for it now. I mean, I don't have the space for a Lowry stand, but I don't need a Lowry stand in order to cross stitch, you know? Oh my goodness, the chat is wild today! Yeah, I couldn't do the first weekend because it was sold out by the time I decided that I would do it. Yeah, and I really love that idea, Jasmine, that they would all be on the same fabric size at least, and the same color. That would be even cooler too, you know, they're all in the same color, or all in solid colors or something, or in similar variegated colors, but I'm just so like... I'm so squirrel that I don't know if I could handle that. I already have a series that I'm doing where I have to follow those kinds of rules, and it's my states patterns. You just decided to put all the art you had lying around on our dining room walls and it makes you happy. Yeah, like for me, it's not like planning it out. It's just like that it's not laying on the floor, you know, like or that my art is not cluttering up the bookshelves, or you know, that it's actually hanging up. Like I have my 2 United States ones framed, but I need to hang them, but I need to like, I tried to hang them, but my command hooks were not strong enough. So I need to figure that out. I need to figure out something that can hang them a little better. I think I actually do have command hooks that would work for them, but I was not using like a picture frame command hook. I can't put holes in my walls. Yay! Yes, of course. So this, the place where I got my journals is Tattered Edges Design, and she's in Chicago, it looks like. So here's her shop. And then let me link her YouTube channel as well, because it's really fun. She seems like just a chill lady that likes to create and do journals. And they're actually, like, I don't know if they're underpriced, but they're priced really reasonably. So I got 2, the little ones that I got 2 in a set, and it was like $10 total. She does have some, and maybe y'all can inform me on this and educate me on this. For junk journals, is it just like kind of like paper art, It's not necessarily something that you you always write in, because she has some that are loaded, and then she has some with pages that are blank pages, but the pages are creatively sourced, like they're newspaper or music sheets. She has some sheet music sheets. You know what I mean? They can keep your deposit. See, I'm so like, I need to get my deposit back if I can. You know what I don't get is having to pay monthly for pets. Like, why not just have a pet deposit? Money is the answer. I know. Because they get more money if they charge by the month. Yeah, I know. This thing is so dainty. My goodness. I love it. Oh, that is the right spot. So like Tattered Edges design has blank junk journals, or she calls them naked in her listings. And she also has loaded. So there's naked journals and there's loaded journals. So I got the naked one. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the concept of renting is just to, keep the people with property safe and, I don't know. It's capitalism. Like landlords are the worst. And you never know who they are, because you're never dealing with the landlord, you're always dealing with a property manager. For some places. I mean, some landlords are good because they do it all themselves, but... I better stop talking. Aw, yeah. Here, let me show you the one that I got. I want to show you this, because it's really cute. Oh. I think the item went away because it was sold to me, but let me show you anyway. I got this little chicken. This little chicken. Look at how cute that is. So this is in the journal flip through that she has. It's like hard cardboard or like, I can't remember how she described it, but then she like puts fabric on there and rickrack, and then sews the pages in, I think. And then I also got, I need a gift card. I'm gonna reveal how much I spent. Then I got this one. Oh, it was sold, so it took me right to her page. I haven't explored some of these, like journal embellishments. I guess junk journaling is not really my thing, but like these are the kinds of things that she has. She just put these ones in her shop. So this is, she puts naked pages in there. Some are fabric pages. Some have like flip out that she tea dyes or coffee dyes or whatever. There's a map, old book pages. Cool stuff like that. So these ones, the one that I got is really similar to this. I almost got this one because it has a little mushroom on it, but I was like, I think I want a bird. And it kind of looked like music. I'll show you when I get it, of course. But these are really thin. These are really cool. See, like I could stitch all the little burbs and put that in there. Look at this. Look at those little mushrooms. These are inspired by Gustav Klimt. Like she says that in her video, her flip through video. But then there are some, like I have this one favorited, but I don't think I'll ever buy it. But it's loaded. loaded journal. And so, like, not only is are the covers beautiful, but then she makes all these little pockets and sticks like fabric, washi tape. She puts stamps on them. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into these, and it's stuff that, you know, might be considered scraps, but she's not unique in this. I think there's lots of people who make junk journals. But yeah, isn't that cute, the little chickens? I was like, I couldn't pass that up. What was I? I remember I was gonna say something. Oh, Nathi helped me realize this yesterday. I am 4 months behind on the Modern Folk Embroidery sale. I don't know, Nathi. I don't know. But I was stitching on it, and I love the floss that I'm using, but I think the pattern is not. I think the pattern is not my jam. Like, I don't think samplers with like just like motifs scattered, I don't really think that's my jam, you know? I want it to have some sort of like cohesion. What other samplers do I have? Like the heritage samplers, like the Moroccan sampler, that has cohesion. And this kind of pattern is monochromatic. I like monochromatic, but I don't think I like monochromatic that has like scattered motifs. See, they're helping me. So I thought maybe, you know, I would finish like the top row or something and then stitch the border on the bottom of it, just so that it's not like a complete waste of time, because I do love the floss, and I want to use it up, you know. I want to use it. There's no way that I'll use it all up, but I do want to use that floss. Yeah, and I think what I'll probably do is, I really liked the 2021 sal. Like, that's gorgeous. But then I had a little bit of like fake FOMO because I was like, or like wanting to be part of the group, wanting to do what everybody else was doing. I wanted to be in on it. I wanted to be stitching the same things my friends were stitching. And so I like kind of impulsively got the 2022 sal. And I'm not opposed to a mystery sal either. Like, I think that's a really cool concept. But I think it's a good lesson for me. Like, I'm not. And thankfully, that eliminates a lot of charts. Like, there's a lot of charts with just like a border and random motifs scattered around it. Gorgeous samplers that other people can stitch. Every Sunday, Kaylee's on the stream. Every Sunday, every Sunday, every Sunday. See, the problem sometimes when I switch hands is that now the angle is pretty bad. Like, I like to be... The hand that's on the top needs to have the correct angle to, like, not catch a whole bunch of extra floss. I'm not explaining that very well. I also, like, hey, oh my gosh, Aaron, it's been a long time. Your videos keep popping up for me. It's like you haven't watched Aaron's latest. Go watch it. Yeah. This is not a good angle, but... Susie. Oh, no worries. Like, don't ever worry about not showing up. We all are dealing with stuff. Susie, she's been less cuddly, and I think it's because it's getting warmer. You know, like, she gets kind of, I mean, when she's on my lap, she gets pretty warm. But it is warmer. She came on my lap yesterday evening, but she's on our laps a little less. And she hasn't been sleeping with us as much. Like, when it's cold, she likes to sleep, like, between our legs, or... I think we'll go all the way here. So she's not very interested. Yeah. Hey, Ashley. Speaking of Ashley, have you gone and got your scrunchie or your unique project bag from Ashley yet? Hey, Allie, right? Yeah. It's going well. Got this pretty little thing out. 40 count. Where do I need to go to? I'm pretty much caught up on my tiny stitching kits. There's only one that I need to send out, but I'm kind of zhuzhing that package up because it is going to Sarah the Stitchin' Mommy. And Sarah, I mean, if you know who Stitchin' Mommy is, she kind of inspired me to stitch on 40 count over one. Hey, James. So I'm gonna send her, no offense to everybody else, but I'm sending her a bit more. a bit more everything. Okay, where are we going here? One, two, three. Yes, it's teeny tiny. This is ink circles. I've definitely made up songs to this before, and I keep tapping my or hitting my camera. Forgive me. There we go. Hang on. I'm a little too scrunched up in here. It's a little better. So, if you have not requested a tiny stitching kit, then you should. If you want one. Let me get the link. Let me get the link. Let me get the let me get the link. Let me get the link. Let me get the link. Let me get the link, my friends. Yeah. If you want some tiny stitching, I'll send you some tiny stitching. I'll send you some tiny stitching. All you gotta do is fill out the form. All you gotta do is fill out the form. I'll send it anywhere in the world because US has global stamps. Yeah, isn't it great, Ellie? Like, and Tudor silk. I don't want to give out my dealer. You can find Tudor silk in a lot of places. US mostly because it is a Pacific Northwest dyer. They're close to Portland, I think. Gloriana. And it's a little spendy. It's silk. But I found somebody on eBay who sells it a little cheaper if you buy 10 skeins at a time. I mean, Esther, you can just do it to just see what it looks like. It's not like I'm sending you a huge piece of it. Jasmine, are you looking for suggestions, or are you just like, I'm gonna get to it eventually? Ooh, yeah. Oh! Do you stitch on even weave? Like you stitch on 25 count, right? That's what this is. I have one, like, I have 46 count linen, but I have 40 count even weave and 56 count even weave. So I do have even weave. Even weave. Even weave. Even weave. Or modern folk embroidery. Yeah, there's little modern folk embroideries. Like a little freebie or something. The Be Kind freebie. I mean, if you're on Patreon, a lot of Patreon gift charts would work. Yeah, Bendy Stitchy, she has lots of little ones. Copycat! 25, 28, and 32, but only over 2. When you try over 1, your head kind of disappears. Yeah, that's fine. Like, that's, I mean, what's strange is everybody has like a different experience. When I stitch over 1, I actually like don't go cross-eyed. But when I try to stitch over 2, sometimes I'm like, where am I? Especially if it's higher count. Although it does help. Well, not really. What did I put in here? Oh, this is your Mary Flosses. I'm gonna have to take those out. I don't even... I'm so like wanting to be organized that I even organize my orts. So here's my Carreaux ort jar. Here's my Legal High ort jar. It's only green. Well, I was gonna go back. Oh yeah, Jasmine, I did that one. Did you see it? Did you see my personal's political? It's really turns out well on 40 count. I'll send you the flosses that I used if you want. If you want to do it like I did. I need to restitch it because I want one. I want a personal's political. What do you use on your nails so your silk doesn't get tangled up? On my fingernails? Oh, Yeah, I can send you the flosses that I used. You want to do it? Did I send you 40 count? I don't remember. I do need to update my my spending list. No, I sent you 56 count. That would be harder to send you the floss, because Tudor Silk is not like, I did mine with Tudor Silk. I mean, I'll send you a kit for it. It'll cost you money. Just kidding. I mean, it'll cost you 10 raids. Do you mean on my fingernails, Yvonne? Because I don't do anything to my fingernails. I just clip them when they're long. And try to remember to take out a fingernail clippers when I'm pulling on a hangnail. That's what I do to my fingernails. I have been using thread conditioner on this. Thread magic. But I am stitching with pretty long strands. I mean, that was 81 stitches for one strand. Yeah, I just like, well, I'm a pretty, I don't chew my nails, but I definitely like check for hangnails a lot. And I have a fingernail clipper by my desk. One, two, so I can just clip my hangnail whenever I get to it. Oh, well, the lag is a little worse on YouTube. Like when I have YouTube Studio open and I'm watching my stream on the stream manager, like there's a delay. Much more than Twitch. Like Twitch is a couple seconds delay, but YouTube can be 7 to 10 seconds sometimes. Oh. I guess that would make sense. Like silk is much finer. Have you tried, Yvonne, have you tried a thread conditioner? Because that, for me, I mean, it just kind of keeps it together a little bit and it doesn't fray it as much. It also, I mean, it does depend on your fabric too. Like if your fabric is really rough on your silk. Or cotton, like cotton frays a lot too. We're gonna have to look at this pattern, Nati, and decide exactly how much we want to leave as the center motif, you know? Yeah. It's a little chill. It's a little more chill on my YouTube streams, I feel like. Just a little. Still the same person, but I'm a little bit more chill here. I'm a little more filtered. I'm okay with that. Yeah, so I use Thread Magic, and this, like, you can find this in sewing stores too. I saw this at Michael's. Karen sent me Thread Heaven. I haven't tried it though. Like, Thread Magic is good when it's new, and then after you've used it, it gets a little funky, and it does start like leaving residue. But I don't know, I try to just like run my fingers over the thread a couple times before I start stitching. It's funny, when I first was like looking up cross-stitch videos on YouTube and like just curious about how other people, you know, train beginners on how to stitch and what equipment to use and stuff. Isn't it, Liz? This is 40 count. It's so cute. It's a beautiful combination of fabric and floss. 40 count with Gloriana Tudor silk over 1. Really fun. Oops, sorry. Scraped my headphones. Did I send you I think I sent you a tiny stitching kit, right? Yes. Did you get it yet? I feel like the other person that I sent to from Brazil got hers. I sent it on the same day. Did you get your tiny stitching kit? I think... Oh, there you are, Vanessa! It's Brazil in the house! Woohoo! Hello, Brazil! I am gonna have to try beeswax. Yes, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. You know, my American brain was like, well, I sent them from the same place. They should arrive at the same time. But unless y'all live close, then that's not a real. That's unrealistic. Yeah, I know Bowen has beeswax, right? I should have just added that to my order. I ordered more needles, and then I kind of like, I used like, I ordered 50 and I used 25 in like a week. And I was like, well, I better get more. Yeah. Does one of you like live more in a city or do you live in a rural area? Because I know it'll probably take longer if you live in a rural area. I went to, there's this great store here called Ollie's, and their motto is Ollie's, good stuff cheap. And it is cheap. And I think it's good stuff. Good stuff cheap. And I go there for like greeting cards. Oh wait, stop there, Kaylee. See, my poor right hand needs more practice on the back. So I go there for my greeting cards. Like, if you got a tiny stitching kit, the card was probably from Ollie's. I'm getting a little bit more into stationery, but not like expensive stationery. So, oh, I put them, that's right. Ooh, I reorganized my desk a little bit. Because ain't nothing more suspected ADHD than rearranging your desk for the 50th time this year. So they all come in these great little boxes. Like, they come in good boxes. Hang on, we need a new page of. I live in the inner city, it will take longer. Oh, okay. Is that, do you mean inner city in the way that it is in the US? Like it's less resources there? Or do you mean like just in the middle of the city it takes longer for in an inner city? Ooh, dude, my chair, this chair's from Kmart. And if that doesn't tell you how old it is, Kmart went out of business like 3 years ago. And Dylan got this. I think it's from North Dakota. So these, I love these, and I'm sad that I'm almost out of them. I'm gonna have to go back to the Ollie's that I got these from and see if they still have it. But it has these really nice sayings. May your life be filled with every good thing. And then it has like this really pretty envelope. And these are nice because they're thick envelopes. You know how like you get a letter from somebody and sometimes like if they've put something extra in it, it's kind of like you're glad it made it in one piece. Maybe I should start putting tape around my sus envelopes. Oh, I should use these. These are my aunt's greeting cards. My aunt does photography, and these are really cute. Like a little sheep. They live on a ranch, and they have sheep. This is probably Montana. I don't know if she sells these. Oh, maybe she does. The Jolly Rancher cooks. She's the Jolly Rancher. See, these are really pretty. Look at that. Yeah, you know, Kmart, all the department stores, they really survived in the Midwest the longest, because that's all there is in the Midwest. It's just like department stores and chain restaurants. So like all the places that were dying stayed alive the longest in the Midwest. I just have regular old thank you cards, but I mean, sometimes the ones that I was sending the tiny stitching in, they were in thank you cards. But here's some more that I got from Ollie's. These are really cute. See, they have like cute little things on them. I could be showing you here, I guess. I wish you all the most wildest and wonderful things. That has the wild message, the wild animals. I wish you a whole bunch of reasons for more confetti than usual. I think I said that one to Michelle. Aren't those cute? And like bright yellow, thick envelopes, really nice. And Ollie's is so, oh, okay. I mean, 400 kilometers is a ways. Ollie's, so like, let me show you what I got yesterday, because I actually remember how much those were. Oh, and I did go to Target and get more Susie. More Susie, they still had them. But these, like, these envelopes are really thin. I don't know. Anybody who has received something from me, has the envelope stayed intact? And if you received the Susie envelope, did it stay intact? I don't know. I've received letters that are falling apart, you know? I got these organizer bins that literally have a piece of wood so that you can stack them. And so I traded out what I had, an organizer bin. I traded it out for these and like sorted the stuff because it was all in just one big bin. And these boxes weren't as nice, but you know, they're still a box. They're still a pretty box. Like, look at how pretty this box is. The theme of this was Secret Garden, and it has these. Oh, I'm so excited for y'all to have these. Like, these are thick envelopes. So these, I think the tag on this said original price $16 for 12 note cards, and Ollie's was selling them for $4. So I bought a lot of these. Oh, good. Yeah, especially if it's international, I make sure that I send it in a good envelope. See, look at how pretty. And this one has like different different styles. Isn't that pretty? Oh, the tree with the little birdie. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. So I got 4 boxes of this kind. So what normally would have been $60 for, what's 12 times 4? 48. I got 48 note cards that would have normally been $60 for $12. No. $16. And then, that's the wrong one. Did I really? Oh. So then now I have one of these is just like pens and stuff. I should really label them. That's what I really need to do so that I don't like take them all out and look at all of them when I need one thing. And then they had these, and these were even cheaper than the note cards, but these are just postcards. So, but these, you can color them. Like, either I could color them or I could send them out and you color them. But these are like just plain postcards, but And you're like, Kaylee, you need envelopes. And I'm like, yeah, I do, but I have them already because I have like, you remember my wedding thank yous that I am using for my floss drop trade scrapbook as pages? Like, I have all these old wedding thank yous that I never used, and it's just a picture of me and Dylan. Like, I have those, and they came with envelopes, so now I can just use those for these. They fit, kind of. But see, here's all those envelopes. So I had this many largish envelopes just sitting around, and now I have a use for them. Thankfully, I didn't throw them away. I mean, why didn't I throw them away? I think when I send those, like if I send these, I'll send them, I'll send like 2 postcards. The floss drops, your letter was intact, but the Susie sticker was a little blurry. Oh, okay. I should have put one inside. I should have put a Susie sticker inside. I should take a couple of those out and put them in the... Excuse me as I get everything in. Also, one more thing before I answer the floss drop question. They have these tubes of candy, and not like I need this much candy, but this tube is great for storing large things. So I got Smarties last time. I still have some of that candy left. But I put my diamond painting in it. Because my diamond painting was just floating around. You know, now there's a place for it to float around in. It's hot. I'm gonna turn down my thermostat a little bit. Hang on. It's really hot. Oh. Do you notice I'm like a little sweaty? I mean, I am drinking a hot drink. Might have to switch to iced coffee. The Susie floss drops, or floss drops in general, I go to Vistaprint. Are you in the US? There's probably Vistaprint for Canada too, but it's pretty cheap to just get 250 or 500 business cards. And a lot of times, Vistaprint has like coupon codes available online, or it like just automatically applies a 20% off coupon for you. So they really make you feel like you're getting a good deal. And the address labels and the Susie envelope seals, I got those on Vistaprint too. I'm gonna need more Susie ones soon. And I don't think I'm gonna change the picture. The one that I have, like, I think that one's adorable. The current picture that I have for her envelope seals. I think I'm just gonna order more of that one. Ah. Okay, that's not cooperating. Part of it is my right hand. And I got a knot. Turds. Turds. Do-do-do-do. Did we get it? We got it. I punched the holes myself. Yeah. So for that, I just went on Amazon and was like, cardstock hole punch. And I found a set of 2. Do you need a link? Do you want a link? So mine came in these sets. Oh yeah! Yes, I want some. I want some amaretto floss drops. I'm gonna have to find another creative way to use floss drops because I may have too many for my DMC. Never too many, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, I recently decided to, not recently, like, it's been a couple months, but I decided to move my DMC to floss drops. So slowly, as I kit up a project with DMC, I move all of them to floss drops. And I also, like, have started at the beginning and started to when I feel like it, I do, I don't know, 5 colors or something. Dylan Parker sent me a snap. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not like a chronic kidder. I don't really kit projects up before I start them. I just know that I want to do them, and if I have the fabric and floss, I just start it. And now that I guess, you know, once you build a stash, then you know you have more flexibility to start kind of what you want when you want. I mean, this project took a little bit of planning because I looked around for fabric, I decided what floss I wanted, so this one I had to kit up. Hang on, we're gonna let this dangle a little bit. So I used to keep my DMC on bobbins, and by used to I mean a lot of it is still on bobbins. So I never bought like a complete set of DMC, so because I inherited some from my mother, and I mean, maybe this is partly why I don't care about dye lots, is because I have a lot of old DMC. I have old floss, and so I don't really bother that much with like making sure that my dye lots are the same. So, and I used to kit, like, I used to pull the DMC and keep them all together in one project. But then I started a couple more Hades and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to work from a master set of DMC. And whenever I need a color, I'll just pull it and I'll make sure I have the color before I start the project. And now it's like I don't really make sure that I have the color. I mean, I'm not planning on starting any more Hades, but I always will work from my master set, I think, on my Hades. Because I hate the fact that I might have multiple skeins of something just because I bought them for one project and I will not have used all of it. I like having only one skein of that color. But I did buy extra skeins when I was starting some of the Hades because of the calculator that I had, the Floss calculator, or the like, what do you need? So now instead of bobbins in a bobbin box, I got rings, these just like rings. What do you call them? Like, I think mine are 3-inch, and I store them on floss drops. And I like mine really long, so I mean, this is how they're stored. Here, let me show you. And I bought coat hooks. I bought coat hooks for this. So this is my complete set up to number 471. So I've all my numbers from 1 to 471 are on floss drops already. And then here's like my random ones that I've pulled for projects. And then if it's a small enough project, then I do put the cards on one ring for that project. Like this is synths and pedals, but it's not completely kitted up. This is my Applejack. Boy, I need to do these. Here's my Transpride Tapestry, and I actually have hung all of my working flosses up here instead of putting them in the bag with the project. Because I do a lot of my stitching right here. Almost all of my stitching is right here. I don't take it to work. If I travel with it, then I can just grab the ring and take it to go, you know? And then all my fancy floss is back here. So like I have a ring of Gloriana. I have a ring of other fancy ones. I have a ring of Ymir. And then I have a ring of Mystery DMC. So, I mean, now I have the floss wall, the great floss curtain. Binder rings, that's what they're called. Yeah. Yeah, same with me, Jasmine. Like, I was like, why am I trying to like, and it's so hard to keep track of when you have it all in separate places. I mean, if you only have like one Hade, then yeah, maybe you have it all together. But I get so annoyed with having to pull it from another project. I hate it when projects share colors. I think that's why I don't put my floss rings in the bag with the project, because I know that some of these are duplicates in other projects, and I'm like, I don't want to go searching for that in a bag somewhere. And now, like, especially when I'm doing tinier stitching, I don't use as much floss. So it would be even more pointless for me to buy extra. Now, all this being said, I do have a pretty much full bobbin box of just extra skeins. So I'll have to add those to the floss cards eventually, which is where dye lots come in, but you know, I've decided to stop caring about dye lots. If I really care that much, I'll just buy all new floss just for that project. But the chances of me like using DMC for a monochromatic piece is pretty low at this point, because I have so much more fancy floss that I'm like, well, I have to use this stuff. I want to use this stuff for fancier stuff. Isn't it fun? Like I was like, okay, how can I hang these up? Because I was just hanging them on command hooks, and I was like, well, I know that I'm gonna want all my floss up, so I mean, I'm gonna be taking down a bunch of command hooks anyway. But who is it that has like the pegboard and just a like complete wall of floss? That's really cool. I feel like Catherine shouted her out, talked about her. She has like a wall of fancy floss. Yeah, I mean, Fancy Ladies is another story. And then my, because I've started getting stuff on bobbins. On spools. And so most of the spools fit in the old bobbin box. So I have that, and I've used washi tape to like make a little pull string so that I can just pull them out really easily and don't have to like dig in there. But I have all my my Invisifil and some like other sulky stuff in here. And then I know for a fact that I will be getting more kimono silk because this stuff is better than Invisifil. And I knew that would happen. I knew it would happen. It's softer and it's nicer to stitch with, so I'm gonna be definitely getting more of this. It's more expensive, but yeah, this stuff is really nice. So I think I might actually see if some of my, I mean, I can put these in bobbin boxes too. I have 2 or 3 more that my DMC is still in, but like, I don't know, I might find a different way for these like shorter, fatter spools. Shorter, wider spools. Oh, yeah. I feel like, you know, I don't know if people just, no, because some people people have shown their floss organizations, but I feel like on FlossTube, like unless it's like a FlossTube extra or a tutorial video, like people don't usually show their floss organizations, but I think that a lot of people would find it interesting, you know? Elizabeth Ann can stitch. I don't think it... I don't think it was Elizabeth Ann can stitch. It might have been. I mean, I've seen quite a few good pegboards with floss. Felicia. Okay, but kimono silk, like that stuff can work on the knitting fabric. So if you want to stitch tiny with kimono silk, the knitting fabric. I literally just said that. The quilting fabric. Just go to a sewing shop and find some fabric on sale that you really like. And you don't have to buy yards of it. All you need is a fat quarter and like 10 projects will fit on it. And also 56 count. Like the kimono silk might be, I guess I haven't tried it on 40 count, but it might be kind of sparse. Kind of. A little sparse. Sorry. I'm not Irish. How long have I been? Uh-oh. Can y'all still hear me? Something happened on my thing. It thinks I've been live for 2 hours and 30 minutes. What is happening? Is it stalling for y'all? I don't know. Oops, I want to go this way. It is? Dang it. See, this hasn't really happened until recently. And I'm not, like, downloading a bunch of videos. How do you check your CPU? I heard Jessie talking about that and about, like, how her old laptop was. And I was like, CPU, oh yeah, that's a thing. Watch Kaylee try to figure out what her computer is doing today. Watch Kaylee try to figure out what her computer is doing today. Oh. 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 My computer has an option for dial-up. Really? Cool. Where even are these settings? Or are these like... battery usage? Not really power. Processor. Okay, how do you see real time? I don't know. Oh. Yeah, thankfully, Candace, right? Thankfully, I realized that I was going to be involved in the Stitchy community before I subscribed to too many floss tubers. So I created my Instagram account, and I was like, maybe I should create a Google account for this too. So I have tried to purge my personal account of all stitchy things. Occasionally I still get a suggestion. I might still be subscribed to some people on there. I haven't really double checked that. It's not very high on my priority list. Thanks, Liz. Yeah, I did that for... He was like, hey, I'm stitching my own stuff and I need a theme song for it. I'm like, okay. I did one take of that. And that's not to brag, that's to say I was like, my voice could not have handled more than one take of that. I would be even scratchier than I already am. I need to get back in shape, y'all. My voice. I mean, I don't really care about my body being in shape. But I need to get my voice back in shape because I am singing a lot this summer. I will be. You can? Christina? Oh my gosh, yeah, how do you do that? Do you have to change your email? Can you change your email on your YouTube account? I'm sure you can. Like, go to account settings and see what you can figure out. Says the millennial. Like, Excuse me. I think I'm a little bit hungry. My colleague, when I was at my first school, she was in her 60s, I believe. And she, like, I would do stuff and she'd be like, how did you do that? And I was like, I just, like, tried to do it. And I looked for ways to do it, and then I found the way to do it. But, like, it's such a, especially if you grew up with technology, it's such, like, a natural thing to just try stuff without, like, kind of like, consequences be damned, I'm just gonna try it and see if I can accomplish it. And then if I mess something up, well, whoops, I was trying to do this thing. Not like the slow, methodical way. Like, I bet my grandparents know how every single thing and every single piece of technology in their house works, because they, like, read the manual. But me, you know, I read the instructions and I put it together and I don't think about it. And then if it's not working, I just, like, try a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I think Dylan's on the phone. There you go. I don't know. It's me. Yeah. That goes way back. I think it goes back to... What was the first one I made? I think the first one I made was Darcy Back Pedals. I think that's the first one I made, because he sang his Darcy Back Pedals, and I don't know if he did, but I was like, oh, I actually want to try this, like, on my ukulele with, like, 4-part harmony. And then how do I make it more Darcy? Oh, go at the end. Yeah, Google it. Google it and then hit it and see if it works. Because sometimes it does. Isn't that the stupid thing? Like, and then even if hitting it was not the actual thing that made it work, you know, we're all like, oh, yeah, that's what it was. You needed to just kick it. If it's something mechanical, then maybe that is what helped it, you know, like a locker. Like some kids are like trying to open their locker and the teacher's like, just give it a good shove and then it'll open. And so I've shoved some lockers this past semester. Yeah, I think Darcy Backpedals was the first, and then he started asking me to do jingles. And I was just learning how to use this songwriting software for it's kind of geared towards, like, young people to just start, like, learning how to mix music. It's called Soundtrap, and you can use it for free, but the paid version is better. But I'm using my school's. I'm using it from the school, so I didn't pay for it. My district has a subscription to it. Sometimes yelling helps, yeah. And so then I think the next one was Tiny Scissors, which his latest cover of that, ooh, so good. And I do need to make a tiny stitching one. I'm contemplating if I'll just, like, copy Tiny Scissors or if I'll actually do, like, a different song for tiny stitching. And then I think, oh yeah, it was Tiny Scissors, and I made 2 for Tiny Scissors. There's Tiny Scissors, I have some tiny scissors. But then I made Tiny Scissors, Tiny Scissors, Tiny Scissors, Tiny Scissors, Tiny Scissors, Tiny Scissors. I made 2. And then he started asking me if I could make, like, theme songs for each of his projects, which clearly I have not done in a long time. I don't think I've done it since the first time he asked. But then he asked for the Floss Tudor Anniversary song, and then then the Stitchman stitches his own things song, which I just kind of like. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like riff on this really nasty rock beat. And I keep teasing. Melissa has a song too. But I think, yeah, exactly. Somebody's made a YouTube video about it. I think that Melissa might be starting her own channel. Yeah. But then, so then, you know, and again, this is not to brag, but it doesn't take me very long to like think of something and then just record it. Because I know that if I like think about it too much, then it's going to be a long time before it happens. Case in point, my own song. Like, it's taken me a long time to record it because it's really complicated and involved. But if it's just like a tiny little thing, like a little jingle, I can come up with it pretty quickly. But not because like I'm so good at it, because it's pretty simple. You know, I know how to harmonize with myself, and I know how to like, if I have an idea of what I want, I can sort of use the search tools on the software to just like search for what I want. So like, and then all it takes is Ilanka. I was watching Ilanka and she was like, I have this sayings from around the world that I talk about every time. Maybe I could get Kaylee to write me a theme song. And then I just like recorded it and sent it to her. So sometimes that's all it takes, you know? I feel pressure though because Karen has asked for one, and she asked a while ago, and I need to get on that. But also Darcy in his latest video was like, not that I think that my theme songs are way better than his, but they're way better than him. I'm just kidding. But Darcy is so like I don't know where to add my theme songs, and also I don't edit my videos, so it's like kind of harder for me to like plan for that. But he plans for it. He's like, I'm gonna have a little song for each project. Oh yeah, changing the oil. And we have two conversations going, and that's okay. People make videos for like specific cars. So because I was like, how do I change the oil on my Chevy Cobalt? And it turns out it's much harder to change it on that than it is on other cars. Because, or no, maybe it was the air filter or something like that. But like the cap to it, you needed like this very special tool, and I couldn't get it off, so I had to take it to a mechanic. That really annoys me, is that like some cars, they're manufactured in a way that makes it harder for you to do things by yourself. Especially if you want to do them by yourself, and then like it's really frustrating to try it. I had a roommate who he wanted to do a lot of work on his own, so he was like replacing brakes on his truck, he was changing the oil, he was doing all these things by himself on his car. It was nice. Stitchman Darcy. Sometimes I think, oh, you got it. Sometimes I think, Floss to anniversary. I get that one stuck in my head. See, like, here's why it's easy. Here's why it's simple. Is I recorded Floss to anniversary one time, and then I just copy, paste, and looped it. And then I layered it, so it went floss to, so it like does that, you know, cascade waterfall thing. So like I only recorded it once. It's not like I was like trying to match the first time that I sang floss to anniversary, you know. Tiny scissors. Yeah, I don't know if I mean, I probably could unearth it, but I think I was using a different account when I recorded Tiny Stitching, so I'd have to go find it. But also it's a voice track, and I would have to probably record the whole vocal, the whole melody of that vocal again. So why not just make another one, you know? We take Korean songs and change the lyrics for the pets. Yeah. Pastime. Oh. Oh. Kitty, you take your cat on walks? I don't know if Susie would like that. I don't even know where I am anymore. We've been talking for so long. Why didn't I do this one? There's one little one right here. I think we'll just keep going here. And then we will start from down there. Oh, gotcha. I feel like for dogs you can... I mean, I changed the lyrics for Susie too. But I always sing it in the same voice. And I guess I could sing it like in different voices. Boy, I just like have the Susie voice, you know? Susie! I sing a very obscure song. If you know, ooh, I think it's the movie, the Tim and Eric movie. And I don't know it because I like it. I know it because Dylan loves Tim and Eric. But they sing, oh no. It's the Christmas special, the Crimbus special, excuse me. Very different things. And they sing, oh DV, I wish you were my son. Oh, DV, I wish you were my son. And so I sing, hang on, this needs to be by itself. I sing, oh, Susie, I'm glad you are my cat. Oh, Susie, I'm glad you are my cat. Susie. And then she ignores me, just like right now. Do you want to see what we bought, Susie? Oh, yeah, like, cats... If they're not used to outside, it's, ooh, you gotta be careful. Scared to go into the out. Oh, yeah. So here's Susie. Sleepy girl. We got that rug because I'm gonna try to put it under her litter boxes. So we were at Ollie's and they have good stuff cheap, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's a circle. We got more cardboard scratcher things for her. She likes to sharpen her claws on those. Oops, you can see how messy our area is. And then look at this little thing! Oh, it's a little house! Look at the little cat house! It has like cardboard scratcher as the floor of the house, and then that little gingerbread, she likes to play with it already. But Ollie's had that, and it's all cardboard, so it's recyclable. So we were like, we get some cat toys for our BB. Cat toys for Susie. Susie. I love my cat. She's so cute. This is a good live. A good stream. We've had lots of conversation. I feel like it's been good because I'm in a slightly better mood than I have been this week, which is not my norm. Usually I get really anxious on the weekends because I want to relax, but then I'm like, oh, but I need to be ready for the week. One, two, three, four, but those are 5, okay. Oh, I should stitch her a nameplate. You know what I need to stitch is, I have Sambry Stitches designed a little sampler called Ace's Sampler. And it's a really sweet story. Her grandkitty's name is Asa, and she has a lot of issues with anxiety. I think she has a lot of trauma that's not worked out. So she's on like medication and stuff, and she's a kitten. But her daughter needed help with vet bills and to buy her prescription food. Like Susie has prescription food, and so I was like, oh, that's touched my heart. So I got Ace's Sampler. I need to stitch it. I used that Asa to stitch Susie. I just like I just stitched her in one color. But that's from Ace's Sampler. That cat. It was just the right size. But I need to stitch that. I want to stitch it small. Like, it would be cute. Little. What am I saying? Okay. I should stitch a nameplate for her house. I could. She's been inside since... Amaretto's been inside since she was a baby. Hated being outside. Huh. Yeah. Jasmine, do you think calico cats have a little bit of, like genetic anxiety or just like weird irritability? Because I met a calico cat one time that was like so hot and cold. Like at one time she would be like rubbing up against you, and then the next time she would want to attack you. I don't know if it was just that cat or if it's calicos. Okay, bye Delilah. That's not your real name, but I forgot your real name. I think I know it. It's somewhere. It's somewhere in my brain, and if it's not in my brain, it's in my spreadsheet. We'll see each other soon, hopefully. Yay! Oh. Those are the hardest times when like you're reconsidering your career. It's really sad too. I've definitely felt that in the last year. A lot. All the pets are female. Yeah. Oh. I forget that you have two cats because Amaretto just like steals the show most of the time. She's very attention driven. Meow. 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 Oh, I guess I am at a farther percentage than Nati on this. I thought she might have passed me, but I'm at 6.5% now. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that weird? I wonder if female cats like are not as affected by being fixed than male cats. Like females still have their territorial behavior, because like male cats that are still tomcats, dude, they're vicious. But like male cats that have been fixed, like I think you're right, like they're always really nice. Or the two male cats that I know of. Well, maybe the age depends on it too. Like Susie's really, she's old, but she still has some like don't cross my boundaries. I push them anyway. I push her boundaries anyway. Oh. Oh, okay. You have 4 cats. I want more cats, but I don't think Susie is a... I think Susie is an only cat. Oh. Okay. Something lined up. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've never seen a male cat with another male cat neutered. Although when we were living with the cats, there were some cats that would like be around. Like I'm pretty sure there was a tomcat that was just like in our neighborhood. But I don't really remember Sidon freaking out. Sidon was young though. Like Sidon was a kitten. So he was always kind of like, I mean, he was definitely not the dominant one in the relationship between he and Andy. Andy was the floofy floof. She was so fluffy. She shed a lot. It's really, really amazing how just brushing your cat a couple times will, like, drastically reduce the amount of hairballs that they have. I guess you, like, boy, growing up on a farm with cats, you don't know, you, like, don't realize all of the stuff that cats do and go through. Like, that they swallow their hair while they clean themselves. Boy, that's a good thought. I was probably stepping in cat puke a lot because I went barefoot outside. Yeah. Oh, male cats. This one's gonna be hard to end this strand. I've been pulling kind of hard. Maybe I can just end it by going like this. I think Dylan's talking to his parents. He's saying he doesn't want to leave the cat alone. How long have I been on? 2 hours exactly! Maybe I should aim for a page finish. No, never mind. There's not that many days left in May. Hey, Julia! Yeah. I mean, this might not be the end. It's only noon. I suppose once Dylan makes food, then I'll probably go. Look at how cute this is. Look at how little it is. I love it so much. You know who I forgot is stitching this is the Clumsy Stitcher. The Clumsy Stitcher. I forgot her name. I'm really bad with names, I think. Yeah, Michelle must be going live at 4 or whatever. I'm on Eastern. Yep. I'm in Baltimore. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore. Baltimore. Ooh, yay. I'm the same way, Vanessa. If somebody's live, I'm like, well, I can't hang up now. Can't leave now. Where do I want to go with this? Ah! You know what? Why am I trying to do this with my right hand? See, I pulled it out. Hang on, I'm gonna take this out of the thing for a sec. So that I can, oops. No, that was right, Kaylee. No, I do not live in Washington. I would like to live in Washington. That would be nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, have a good evening, Esther. Thanks for hanging out. How many times are we going to restart this? So Candace, I do stream on a schedule. Like my Sunday stream is always on YouTube, and I like that. I mean, I think some people kind of rely on that. You know, they know I'm live on Sunday and they show up. I mean, clearly I still have 20 people watching right now, so I think that having a regular schedule is good. But my Twitch, so like I do have a Wednesday stream scheduled on Twitch, but then like I think Michelle goes live on Twitch on Wednesdays now. Like she used to be Thursday, so I still have not figured out my Twitch stream, and I don't think that I'm going to really, because I'm about to leave for 3 months, 2 months, 1.5 months. Oh my gosh. So in a month from now, I'll be in Iowa, and my schedule will be completely different. So, and it depends on if I decide to bring all of my things to Iowa. I mean, I can go live on my phone now from YouTube, and I think I can manage it from Twitch too, but it's not the same setup, you know. And I do like having the microphone, because I think it improves the stream a little bit if you, and the music. Like if I were to go live in Iowa and not bring my setup, I wouldn't have the music, you know. So I don't know. That was a long answer for yes, I have a schedule. But I do want to go live on Twitch more. I do want to do some more Twitch, but it's just, you know, setting up what works for me and seeing like what's going to work for the community too. Like I don't want to go live at the same time as some other people. Twitch is fun. I mean, it's really different, and I feel like on Twitch it's either you're there to like actually interact with the person, or you're there to lurk, you know? And then YouTube is more like casual, asking questions. I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to like put a label on it, but it doesn't really need a label. I guess you're hanging out in both places. I also need to like not put too much pressure on myself to work around other people's schedule, because like I've been going live on Sunday for a long time, right? Sunday morning streams have been a thing for a long time. So like I don't need to like worry about streaming at the same time on Sunday mornings, because I was here first. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. My brain. Well, my right hand's getting lots of practice here on two-handed stitching, playing the role of the dominant hand. It was so cute to see Karen talking about the fact that she's like switching it up too, like she's trying to switch hands. Yeah, see? Ashley would miss me if I stopped on Sunday. I mean, I'm not gonna do it for Ashley, it's just like Sunday is a good day for me because it's kind of like built-in stitchy time, especially on a day where I feel like I need to get stuff done. Like I do my lesson plans on Sundays, a lot of times I do my laundry on Sundays. Although I need to like set up a better laundry schedule for myself, because first of all, our dryer's not working properly, and we had it looked at, but we need to have it looked at again because it's still not working properly. But also it's getting hotter, so running our dryer is gonna just like raise our energy bill. And our energy bill did go down. Like I've been hang drying our clothes, but I can't do like, I only have one hanging rack, so I can't really put multiple loads of laundry on the hanging rack. So I might have to like do a midweek laundry session. But in my mind, I'm like, no, laundry's on Sundays, and then I don't do enough, and then it piles up, and then I don't like take care of it, and we have some fixing to do here in terms of habits, or rearranging, not fixing, because it's not like I neglect the laundry. I still do it, but it piles up before I actually take care of it. So we do need to reevaluate a little bit. Restructure. I'm okay at restructuring. I like this little stairs. What would you call this thing? Staircase with extra dots? It's cute. Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't stitch in the mornings, or I can't stream in the mornings. I can't stitch in the mornings either because I'm at school, but actually when I go to Iowa, it probably will be in the mornings because a lot of times, like the evenings are rehearsals or concerts at the program that I'm doing, so I think I'll be able to share my concerts again, like give you the link to watch the concert. They stream them on Facebook. I think we'll do that. Okay. Well, see, like, that's why I think it's pretty important as a, well, I mean, obviously all of this is like up to you as a creator, but I think especially if you as a person and you're a creator, if you as a person, you do well with a schedule, like I do well with a schedule, because it's a consistent thing, and I'm pretty bad at planning consistency. So like if I have this planned, if I know that I'm gonna go live on Sunday, then it does help me like get sort of in the zone for the other things that I need to do. Like I know that I'm usually gonna have laundry going during the stream, you know, so like, and then it does, like Ashley is saying, it does kind of help your audience. Oh, this is actually not the right place. Oh, I see. Wrong spot. So it does help your audience too. Like if Sunday is laundry day for you, then you just do laundry during the stream, or you know, you're doing your stitchy time, or Silk is much harder to frog. Oh, this is stressful. Where do I want to go? I want to do that one. Okay. Well, I counted that wrong. Ooh, the leg is pretty bad. Adulting is annoying. I think so. I don't know if y'all follow my Instagram terribly close. I don't know. Maybe like a month ago or a month and a half ago or something, I shared a picture that I have hung up in my kitchen now of ContraPoints. Natalie, she says this thing in her videos. She does like video essays on philosophy and LGBTQ stuff and just like current events and stuff. And she lives in Baltimore actually. But she, like, her kind of phrase for people who are like whining about something that's not like, that is not really a comparable issue with what's happening. Oh no! Poor chicken. But she says, that must be super fucking hard for you. And so I hung that up in my kitchen because I hate doing dishes. And tasks are like really annoying for me. But if I have like really basic tasks, you know, vacuuming the carpet, cleaning the cat box. So I'm like trying to keep her in my head, like, that must be super hard for you. And it's just kind of a good reminder, like, yes, it's a hard task for me. Like, it's annoyingly hard to do these tasks. But that just because it's annoying doesn't mean the task is going to do itself. And then adding a little bit of humor and also acknowledging, yeah, this task is hard for me. I don't want to do the task. I hate the task. But the task is not going to get done if I don't do it. Or this task is my job. I agreed to this because I communicated with Dylan and he either asked me to do it or like he's doing other things and this is my job, you know. So like Dylan cooks and I'm do the dishes. And if I let myself procrastinate, then I'm less likely to do the task. It's annoying. I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. Later rolls around, it's 11 p.m., we're trying to go to bed, and I'm like, oh, I didn't do that task. There's nothing more satisfying than just like stitching a straight up diagonal, right? Like a diagonal line. I love it. There's lots of those in this pattern. I should be going the other way. Hang on, this is gonna bother me. I had a stitch slip. So here's a good example of when you're stitching over one. Do you see how one of these stitches looks a little funky? This one? And I did not miss a leg. It looks like I missed a leg. And it's because the stitch, the bottom leg of it slipped under the fabric. So there's a technique that when you stitch the bottom, if you're stitching on even weave, or like if you're stitching over one, there's a technique where you you stitch the bottom leg, and then before you stitch the top leg, you run your thread parallel to the fabric thread that you just stitched over. And if you do that, then your stitch will not slip. But I wasn't doing that, and my stitch slipped because it was not parallel to that thread. So on the back, it slipped underneath the fabric thread. Oh, and I think I might have stitched this the wrong way. No, I didn't, because it slipped underneath. So it basically wrapped itself around the fabric thread instead of creating a true X. And I don't know if I can even frock it from the back. So a way to avoid that is, like right now on this diagonal line, I'm starting in the top left, going to the bottom right. And then for the first leg, and then the second leg is top right to bottom left. But because of the fabric thread that I'm stitching on, all of these are on, all of these stitches are on over horizontal fabric threads. So when I do the first leg, see, this is why I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I don't care. I mean, if you don't pull hard, then if you don't pull your threads that hard, if you're watching your tension, it usually doesn't happen, but it can. Like, I guess I'm not really watching my tension that much. Hang on, we ran out of music. What is this? We've gotten to the third page of music. It's a long stream. We just had this. So because these are all on, because all of these diagonal stitches, this diagonal line is on a horizontal fabric thread, I'm going to stitch my first leg, and then because I'm going this way in the diagonal, now when I start in the bottom right for my first leg, and then I complete my second leg by starting in the top right, I'm going parallel to the fabric thread that my stitch is on. And then if you are familiar with even weave, then you can sort of imagine what the back looks like, and that you are pulling your thread over a vertical fabric thread instead of it being like, instead of that, the one on the back going parallel to the fabric thread on the back. If it's parallel to the fabric thread of the back, then it will slip under. But it's less likely to slip if you're going parallel to the fabric thread on the front. I should take out some 22 count even weave and demonstrate this, because Karen talks about this. Karen talks about it, but I don't know if she's ever done a video on it. I should look. Like how to prevent your floss from slipping, I guess. Because I've had that happen where stitches just like disappear. And it's because they're just chilling underneath the fabric thread. Did I even explain that well enough to be understood? Like, did you follow any of that? Boy, I'm a teacher and I'm supposed to know, like, I'm supposed to realize when I've explained something well and when I haven't. Oftentimes I'm just like surprised when I haven't explained it. 'Cause like it makes sense in my head. Why doesn't it make sense in your head? The thing about like stitching on even weave is it's gonna kind of like shake all of the beginning cross stitch tips that you learned. Like you can't just default to stitch all of your stitches the same way. You can't. You can't default to always like top right to bottom left, top left to bottom right. Like you can't default to always stitching that way, especially if you're changing directions. I mean, if you're stitching on the diagonal and you're stitching row by row, then that's fine, but not if you're gonna like bounce around and go wherever you want. Oh, she does? Okay, good. Yeah, that's another thing, like the alternating directions too. I mean, it's not like as noticeable on 40 count, but it can be noticeable. And I think like a good like before she told me about that trick, like I try to default to on even weave. When you're stitching on the back, you want to put your you want to stitch over 2 fabric threads on the back so that it doesn't slip. Like if you're only stitching over 1 fabric thread on the back, it's more likely to slip underneath. Meow. Didn't we hear this one already? Did we have the song already? Yeah, you know, that's another thing. It's probably only noticeable to you. Unless, like, somebody who is aware of this technique and how to, you know, unless somebody has really, really thought about how to make your stitches neat or whatever, you know, they might not notice. I do notice a difference, like, purely based on having the correct needle. Like when I used to stitch with embroidery needles, that sentence is so embarrassing. When I would stitch with embroidery needles, like my stitches looked like crap. Because whenever I would try to stitch, the sharp tip of the needle would go in between fabric threads or in between the floss strands, and then like it could split the floss, and I think that's partly why I don't really like cross country anymore either, because I switched needles and I switched techniques pretty much at the same time. So I moved to tapestry needles, and I was like, my stitches need to be better looking, and I need to think of ways that will make it easier for that to happen without me like, or like, you know, by default that will make my stitches neater, as opposed to me like fussing over each stitch. That's what I like about stitching with one strand. You don't have to worry about like how your stitches lay. You don't really have a choice. It's just one strand. It's how it lays. Ooh, I'm hungry. Do you hear my tummy? I'm still hot, sweaty. Did get a little cooler in here though. It's not as hot today, but it's still supposed to get in the 90s. I don't even know where I'm going with this. How far I'm going. How far I'll go. Oh, shoot. Is that a Frozen song? How far I'll go. Okay, well, I think I will go when I have finished the strand. So we've still got a little time left. I will, if there's anybody in here who did not get the link the first time, if you want to try stitching this tiny, this is 40 count, and you just want to try it, I am hosting tiny stitching, trying tiny stitching. I did not finish my burb. I need to do that today. I need to get that sent. I have some, I have to add a phrase. I have to add the angst. I finished the burb part. Let me show you. Look at how cute it is. Look at the little birdie. This is with the kimono silk. But I need to add the angst. And I can't show you the angst because it would give away what country it's going to. But yeah, the kimono silk, that's going to be happening a lot more. I should have known. Like, I bought 3 packs of Invisifil, and I keep like looking at them, wanting to buy more, but I know that I'm gonna get tired of the Invisifil. I'm gonna get tired of it, so I want to expand my kimono silk collection. When's our deadline? Do we have a deadline, like June? But I don't need to wait for the deadline. Oh, I was talking about the tiny stitching. Right? Boom, boom, yeah. So if you're in the chat or if you're watching this right now and you didn't get the link before, I will send you some tiny fabric if you want it. So this is 40 count, and I think this is like a sweet spot. It's really nice. Oh, June 6th? Sure. I better go. I better get that done. So I have extra 40 count. I have 46 count, which is a linen, so it's not like, it won't be as neat as this. And I have 56 count. And I did add this Mailed by June 6th. Okay. Right, Julia. Since I did add the quilting fabric on there, I have five? Yeah, maybe I left the bird one off there. But I have quilting fabric that you could also request if you want to. So I will send you some tiny fabric, and I will send you some tiny floss. Not a lot of it, just a little bit of it so you can try it, and a needle. Because I know that if you don't usually stitch with beading needles, that you're not going to want to buy 8 of them, you know. So I'll send you some if you want some, just to try it. Worldwide. I'll have to check in with Zan and see if she got hers. Wait, we need to go this way. Yep. Was I talking loudly just then? I don't know. Also, if you have already gotten a kit from me, I feel like I'm kind of an overcompensator when it comes to like wanting to share my excitement about the things that I'm trying. So if you already got fabric from me, or you already got one of these kits from me, and you're like, oh, but I wanted to try the quilting fabric, I wanted to try the 64 count quilting fabric, then fill out the form again. I'll send you more. Sleep well, Jasmine. See you soon. Thanks for hanging out. This was fun. Okay, yeah, brace yourself, Candace. That's an intense jump from 18, if that's the smallest that you've seen. So I completely expect that you will not like it. What did you get? You got 46. That's pretty small. Yay! Get ready, Aaron. Yeah, that's pretty small. That's a big jump. The reason I say that, like, I kind of unknowingly eased my way into it. Like, I was stitching, I did 18 count was my smallest, and then I tried something on 25 count over 2, and then I was like, whoa, this is really cute and really small, tent stitch. And then I think I tried, like, my first over 2 was on 28 count. My first, like, linen or like smaller count over 2 was 28 count. So I just eased my way into it, you know? And if you're not used to stitching over 2, like, you don't need to be used to stitching over 2, but your eyes definitely need time to adjust to the smaller fabric. Like, that's for sure. Because, and you know, use magnifiers too. That's fine. but your eyes definitely need to adjust. You've got this, yeah. I mean, if you decide that you want to set it down, then maybe, you know, in 3 months you'll pick it back up. You'll be like, oh yeah, I remember when I tried this and I didn't like it. But if you know, I recommend easing your way into it, but if you don't, that's fine too. Like, more power to you for just going for it. That's right. And magnify, like, so I don't know, I'm only 28, almost 29, and my eyes, like, I'm nearsighted, so I see, like, I wear contact lenses. My what do you call it? My farsightedness is terrible. Like, I can't see far away. But I'm really, my close vision is really good. So I actually, like, I've tried using reading glasses. And, well, partly I try to stream while I use them, which doesn't work because, you know, I see my stitching and then I also have to follow the chat. But I don't find myself wishing that I was using them when I'm stitching on 56 for sure. I mean, 64 count, I do have to take breaks. Hey, Catherine! Exactly, yeah. Yay, thank you. Thank you for saying that. That's really sweet. You know, Candace, part of why I want to send out these tiny stitching kits is, like, so that you kind of get a better grasp of what it looks like, because I can show it to you and I can, like, put a tape measure by it, but unless you've tried it, it's just, like, a little bit hard to conceptualize how, you know, what it actually feels like and looks like in person, you know. So that's why I like that. That's why I want to share it, and you might fall in love with it, or you might be like, well, that's just something that somebody else will do. But I really like in terms of stitching heids on 40 count with one strand of DMC 10 stitch, what I like about that is, like, the idea that the framing is going to be so easy or so much cheaper. Not that I'm going to get my heids framed. I literally get nothing framed unless I do it myself. Yeah. Step out of your comfort zone. Try something different. Try tiny. Maybe it's also like, maybe I secretly want everybody to appreciate my tiny stitching a little bit more. Subconsciously. Yeah. Thank you. I think it's amazing that that so many people have wanted to try it. And again, I've said this over and over again, but I feel really lucky that Karen, you know, in a way she chose me. You know, I'm not the only one stitching tiny, but it was like the timing was really good for her to like see that I was interested in it. And because you know, this is fairly new for me to be stitching tiny. And she was like, oh, I'm just gonna send this giant piece of 56 count even weave to this random person. Karen subscribed to me a long time ago, but I don't know if she was watching me a long time ago. But now that I've sent stuff to people, I get it. Like, I get why she would have just been like, oh, I'll just send this to her because I'm not going to use it, you know? But I do feel very lucky. And I really enjoy packing up letters and stuff like that. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is the last one that I need to do here. There. Right, so this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And then we're going right here. Yeah. I wish I could say that I could tiny stitch all day. I could probably stitch on 40 count all day, but the tinier stuff, my eyes get tired. I haven't really updated, well, wait. Have I stitched on this one on Darcy since my last video? I don't think I have. But here's this. It's so cute. It's so little. I promise those are full X's. Full crosses. Oh. Yeah. More and more I'm realizing that I am totally a come for the stitching, stay for the person type floss tube consumer. Like, I really like being there for the person and their excitement. Because, you know, if I only watched people because of what they were stitching, I wouldn't be watching a lot of the people that I'm watching. You're doing 1/1/10. You're doing 1/1/10 stitch on 25 count? Are you sure you're not using 2 strands? Isn't your coverage like really thin? Y'all are flattering me. I need to get out of here before I get too embarrassed. I'm almost done, Dylan. I'm like putting my pinky up, do you see? I'm like dainty stitching. Dainty stitching requires a pinky up. I'm also like having to contort my hand. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, staying for the stitching is a nice bonus. But like, sometimes, in the case of Nati, like it's the stitching that kind of propels the friendship a little bit. I mean, obviously, we have some similar values, so that is keeping the friendship, you know, going, and we're learning things about each other that we continue to enjoy. But then, like, the fact that Nati had the idea to finish each other's whip of this, I was just like, oh, our stitching is keeping us even more in sync.
Hi, Internet.
It's Dylan! Oh, look, I even had a knot on the back here and I didn't even notice. It's okay, it's quite small. Okay, we put in 3 lengths of thread, you guys. I like y'all folks. I need to stop saying you guys. I say that to my kids sometimes and I'm like, no. That's inaccurate. Y'all people. I say y'all. I don't know why. I don't know why I say y'all. I'm definitely not from a part of the country that says y'all. I like it though.
Now.
Huh?
You live in one now.
I do live in one now where y'all is very common. Y'all.
We're on the northern edge of y'all.
Huh?
We're on the northern edge of y'all country.
Yeah, we are. But we're also in the heart of a y'all culture in a different way. In a different y'all way. There's DJ Backstitch. Yeah, this was so fun! Thanks for hanging out, everybody. You peeps. And can't wait. Now I'm really excited about this project, Nati. I can't wait to you know what we should do? So I'm looking at the picture, and we should do the outline. Are you thinking like the very center, like only the center triangle? So we should do all of the outlines and then the motifs inside the 2 smaller and so like all of the motifs inside the biggest center triangle should be, unless that's too much. I mean, I don't know how people plan how many stitches they're gonna make at a retreat. Nati and I are gonna be like schmoozing for the first couple days, and then like the last day you're gonna see us in the corner like furiously trying to finish this. 253 stitches in, oh, it's almost 3 hours. It's not very good. We were talking a lot though, that's fine. I will try to have a great week. Friday is a class-wide field trip, so I won't actually be teaching on Friday, so that's kind of nice. I'll maybe be supervising students in a trampoline park. And possibly be jumping, but I don't think I really want to. Okay, yeah, I will be on Twitch on Wednesdays. I mean, maybe I'll sporadically go live. It'll be like evenings-ish Eastern time, like 7 p.m. or so Eastern time if I decide to. And if you DM me on Instagram and you're like, Kaylee, you should go live right now, I'll be like, okay. I'm pretty spontaneous. The very middle part, just the like the hearts part, like the 2 diamonds part. We'll talk about it. We'll take a screenshot and we'll circle what we're talking about. Yeah. Okay, have a great week, everybody. See you on Wednesday if you want to on Twitch. Maybe I'll record a floss tube, like real quick. Like a quick one. A quickie. Wow. And I'll see you when I see you. So have a great week.